Every day, millions of people broadcast their thoughts, meals, and mundane moments to the world. They mistake visibility for power, noise for influence, presence for authority. But here's what they don't understand. Overexposure is the silent killer of respect. The moment you become too familiar, too predictable, too available, your power begins to erode. Social media has created a generation addicted to constant validation and endless sharing. They post their breakfast, their thoughts, their struggles, believing transparency equals authenticity. But authenticity without mystery is just emotional exhibitionism disguised as depth. The psychology is ruthless and predictable. Familiarity breeds contempt. When people can predict your every move, read your every thought, they stop respecting your judgment. The celebrity who tweets their every mundane thought loses the gravitas of their public statements. The leader who overshares their struggles becomes a friend, not an authority figure. In our hyper-connected age, the rarest commodity isn't attention, it's absence. Those who master strategic invisibility understand what the constantly visible never will. True power isn't about being seen everywhere, it's about being missed when you're gone. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. In The Prince, Machiavelli wrote something most leaders completely misunderstand. He observed that the wisest princes knew exactly when to withdraw from the public eye. Not because they were weak, but because they understood the paradox of power. Constant visibility breeds contempt. Strategic absence creates reverence. Machiavelli distinguished between two types of withdrawal from public view. The weak retreat when pressured. They vanish out of fear and desperation. But the powerful withdraw when they're winning. At the height of their influence. Caesar Augustus understood this perfectly. After conquering the known world, he deliberately reduced his public appearances. The result? Romans yearned for his presence. His rare appearances became events. Queen Elizabeth I mastered this art ruthlessly. She would vanish from court for weeks, leaving nobles desperate for her attention. When she returned, her power had grown exponentially during her absence. This is the hidden lesson Machiavelli knew but never explicitly stated. True power isn't about being seen. It's about controlling when you're seen. Building on Machiavelli's hidden lesson, there's a darker psychological truth at work. Your brain is hardwired to crave what it cannot have. Scarcity doesn't just increase value. It creates obsession. When something becomes abundant, your mind dismisses it as worthless. This is the attention economy's cruelest law. The moment you oversupply your presence, you become invisible, but restrict access to yourself, and suddenly every interaction carries weight. Your words become precious because they're rare. Your time becomes valuable because it's limited. This triggers what psychologists call the unavailability bias. People don't just want what they can't have. They need it. The forbidden fruit isn't just tempting, it becomes an obsession. Every absence plants seeds of curiosity that grow into desperate fascination. This is why strategic disappearance isn't just about power. It's about rewiring how others perceive your worth. Building on Machiavelli's wisdom, today's power players have perfected the art of strategic disappearance. They vanish at the peak of their visibility. They retreat when the world wants them most. Take the tech moguls who delete their social media at the height of controversy. They don't flee in panic. They orchestrate a calculated retreat that leaves everyone guessing. Consider how certain celebrities vanish completely after major scandals, only to return stronger. Their silence becomes the story. Their absence generates more headlines than their presence ever did. Business leaders who disappear from conferences and interviews right when investors are calling, they understand that scarcity breeds obsession. That mystery multiplies value exponentially. Watch how they time their reappearances. Never random. Always calculated for maximum psychological impact. They return when the market is desperate, when their competitors have stumbled, when attention is primed. Political leaders who vanish from the spotlight, letting chaos unfold, then emerge as the solution. Their strategic invisibility becomes their greatest weapon. Their calculated absence, their ultimate power move. They've mastered what Machiavelli knew centuries ago, that true power operates best from the shadows. Building on what we've covered, the question becomes tactical. How do you execute the perfect vanishing act? Machiavelli understood that strategic withdrawal isn't retreat. It's calculated manipulation of presence itself. First, the social vanishing act. Never announce your departure. Powerful people don't explain their absence. The key is gradual reduction. Attend every third invitation, instead of every second. Then every fourth. When you do appear, arrive later than expected. Leave before the conclusion. Always maintain the mystery. Digital withdrawal requires even more precision. Your online vanishing must appear intentional, not accidental. Post consistently for weeks. Then disappear for exactly 7 to 10 days. No explanations. No apologies. The 7-day rule creates curiosity. Beyond 14 days you risk irrelevance. Timing is everything. During your absence, others will speak of you. This is the goal. Mystery breeds conversation. The weakness trap. Never vanish during crisis. Strategic withdrawal requires strength, not escape from problems. Orchestrate productive mystery by leaving subtle traces. A delayed response here. A cryptic message there. The masters never vanish completely. They become selectively visible. Exclusive. Valuable. Remember, your absence should create hunger, not indifference. Scarcity without substance is worthless. Now comes the final piece of Machiavelli's puzzle. How to weaponize your return for maximum impact. The moment you reappear is the moment you reclaim your throne. But your return cannot be random, it must be orchestrated with surgical precision. The psychology is devastating. Your absence has created a vacuum that amplifies your presence tenfold. People have forgotten your flaws. They remember only your strengths, magnified by nostalgia. Your reappearance must coincide with a moment of maximum impact. When others are vulnerable, when they need you most. When your value becomes undeniable. This is the compound interest of strategic absence. Your power grows while you're gone. Every day you're absent, your legend builds. Your mystique deepens. Your value appreciates. When you finally return, you're not the same person who left. You're an upgraded version. The world moved on without you, but it never forgot you. And that's your greatest weapon. In a world where everyone screams for attention, the one who vanishes becomes unforgettable. They chase visibility. You master invisibility. And that makes all the difference. Machiavelli knew this truth 5 centuries ago. The question is, will you use it? If this opened your eyes, smash that like button, and subscribe for more.